passionate about and clearly has a knack for. Yeah, he got that up and running, and I just kind of jumped on board and help any way I can.
Awesome. And definitely a good resource, a good untapped talent of Jacob's with the Hello Reach stuff. Who would have known? So looking back, I mean, it's off and running now. It's very successful. It's helping a lot of people. But how did we, as a team, first know that we needed food security within our community?
Yeah. So when COVID hit, I guess a little over a year ago now, we did a survey. We surveyed about 500 past clients, kind of dating back to 3 years ago. And we asked them, what do you need? What can we help with? And a lot of people said jobs, obviously job security, more information on resources. And we knew that we had those things going for us already. We knew that those were things that we could help people with. The third thing that came up was food security. That was something that was kind of jeopardized even more so when the pandemic hit. So we just kind of got to thinking, well, what can we do in our realm, in our world of reachability? How can we make that happen? How can we secure food for families and clients within our surrounding areas?
Yeah, with COVID came a multitude of sort of increased anxieties around being in public, specifically in public in enclosed spaces, right? Such as a grocery store. You go to Walmart, it can be like a stampede, right? Like the Mufasa scene. So you combine that with like an immense financial strain that some people are dealing with. Hello Reach, and like, it's no wonder that food insecurity became so prevalent and became such the issue at hand. So it is, Hello Reach is very much necessary to combat that.
And when did it all start? Like, when did the wheels start turning? How did the process go? Tell me a little bit about that.
When the wheels started turning, I do believe to create this program in December, January, around then, and our first deliveries happened first week of February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Jacob, you were the one getting the groceries, getting them in the car, delivering them to people.
Yes. So essentially, it's teaching people about not only the benefits of healthy food, but also the fact that you can budget and still get fresh ingredients. And also, I totally understand and abide by the importance of physical health when it comes to food, but also, you know, I want food for the body and food for the soul, right? So I try my very best to walk that beautiful fine line of nutrition and comfort, taste. I do everything I can to combine both elements, because I think it's very crucial for your physical and mental health. I would say I try my very best to keep people interested and not have any recipe that's even remotely like the last one. I did go on a little streak there where I was, you know, the man who naturally seems to masterfully tackle international cuisine. I went a little left there. I did a bunch of teriyaki recipes and whatnot. But now I'm bringing it back. This week we have I don't know if you can see it, a chicken Caesar salad, and that incorporates, you know, a homemade Caesar salad dressing similar to kind of what you would get at like a El Mercado or a Bicycle Thief. Very tasty, very zesty, very tasty. Every week, you know, on Tuesday I do the deliveries to the clients, and then Wednesday they get the instructional video, you know, and those are a lot of fun, as both of you can attest to.
Yes. And
yes.
I mean, I have clients as well, because clients come to me kind of in the middle of their journey, where they get Chelsea at the beginning and the end. They hit me in the middle, and almost everybody I'll check in on them and see how they're doing, talk about how they're going forward with Hello Reach, and they love the videos. And I mean, we all obviously do as well. We can't wait for the preview.
Yeah.
So how do you both think that kind of the dynamic nature of it, not just giving people food and saying, you need food, here you are, but having recipes, videos, drop off, how does that help to build the community?
Yeah. So I think, obviously what we're doing, what Jacob's doing by the shopping and getting the recipes gathered and dropping the food off, that's obviously very beneficial. But when it comes to the community building aspect, when it comes to COVID really squashed a lot of that community feeling for a lot of people in many different ways, whether you were, playing sports or into arts or, different cultural activities. A lot of that was shut down, and it was really hard to connect with other people, when you're not in person. And we can only do so much virtually before we have to really think outside the box and say, how can we make this interesting? So I really do feel we're building a sense of community by giving people something to do. Maybe you weren't a chef before. Maybe you really didn't know your way around the kitchen. And now you do. Now you're making fresh meals every week for either just yourself or for your family, for your household. And, taking it to another aspect of community is the clients relaying that information back to us as reachAbility, saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe you guys gave me this week, or I can't wait to see what Jacob does next week. I run Steps to Wellness, which is a program that brings all of the clients from the wellness side, from the employment side. We bring them all together on Wednesdays at 11, and it's a time for us to really piggyback on what the other facilitators are talking about, as well as new topics. And it's turned into this platform for clients to talk about their recipes and talk about their progress in Hello Reach and what they're cooking. And maybe they cooked it a little bit differently, or maybe they cooked while they were on Zoom with a friend or a family member. Just getting everybody involved. And that's something that we weren't hearing about last year, before we launched this program. So it's definitely a different, fresh sense of community, which is really awesome to hear about.
Agreed. And it's a very empowering feeling to know that you got like an arsenal of recipes now that you can pull out.
Yeah.
Right. I was never that keen on cooking. And then my mom gave me a recipe book when I was in high school. She would go away for the summer with her boyfriend, and I was just left there with this recipe book. I had to learn how to make this food for myself, and that really empowered me. And I fell in love with cooking. I absolutely started working at a Greek restaurant down the street. Really got into it then. It's a very empowering feeling having those recipes that you can just draw on. Having a homemade spaghetti sauce and meatball recipe, having a homemade salad dressing recipe, having a homemade teriyaki recipe, all these different things that you can pull out at any time is a good feeling. And at the very, very least, what I do try to do is to show clients that you can get this fresh, delicious food in a cost-effective manner, as long as you're willing, to download something as simple as the Flip app. The Flip app is fantastic. It's a coupon database, right? You can search up steak and it'll show you wherever steak is on sale in Halifax, whether it's at Giant Tiger, whether it's at Superstore, Sobeys. It is amazing. I have recently discovered it, and it has been an asset with Hello Reach, let me tell you.
Yeah. And it's just providing these clients with like a new wealth of knowledge as well. Maybe you weren't a couponer before. Like I said, maybe you didn't really dabble in cooking that much. Not only are you in a program that's helping better your life, better the best version of yourself, whether that's in a wellness way or an employment way. But now you've just picked up a new skill of learning how to cook. And, I just think it's the learning is kind of limitless here, because they can do whatever, whatever they want.
Very true.
And I think for me, the fresh element of it is something that I've heard a lot of clients and throughout community outreach and stuff like that as well. Just hearing that somebody who might not have been able to buy a steak before gets to have a steak delivered and, instructions on how to cook it. And then of course, adding in the app with the coupons, they may never have had that opportunity to get some of these ingredients or know the importance of why some of these staple ingredients are so essential to have in your kitchen, because it can make everything just more interesting to cook. And I have a client in particular that is now using I think it was mini pizzas, or was it flatbreads?
The non-bread.
Yeah. She's said, like, this is my Friday night meal. The kids can make it themselves.
Hey.
I'm taking the day off. So it's also that, like, it's giving people a lot of freedom and giving people a lot of kind of choice and power within their food choices. And it's something that's so small that you wouldn't think of that can really make a big effect kind of across their whole family and their community as well. So
it is kind of a domino effect in that way, where because of COVID, because of lockdown, we have clients that maybe were working before and aren't now, or maybe are working from home, or maybe are still on that path to trying to find employment. And sometimes when you get stuck in that rut and you get really frustrated, it's hard to see your way out of it. And so I think what Hello Reach is doing for our community is saying, there are ways out of it, hand in hand with reachability. Again, we're not only helping you find that path to wellness or to employment, but we can change different habits as well, different living habits, different cooking habits, couponing. Those are all things that maybe you haven't done before, but you're educated on now.
And this might be very naive, happy-go-lucky of me to wish for, but I will say that some of my best life decisions have come after a fantastic meal. Okay? So my hope is that when I deliver these groceries and they cook that recipe, that it gives them that same euphoria, whatever it is that comes over me when I have a good, nutritious and tasty meal, and it just sets them on the right path for their day. That's a victory to me.
Yeah, it's like Tetris, right? We have all the pieces, they're all in the box, but sometimes we just need to realign them or move them around. And having access to fresh food, but also having like the opportunity to learn and having that in front of you rather than having to search for it or look for it or think about it, allows people a little bit more space in their day for some of the other things like wellness, employment, kids, laundry, shoveling, whatever it might be. This just gives people like a chance to just take a breath, even if it's just for a few weeks, to reset and feel like they have a new skill that they've learned. So it is just awesome.
Yeah. I got a question. Sorry, you go ahead, Jill.
No, go ahead.
All right. I got a question for both of you ladies. What would be what's something that should be on a future Hello Reach instructional video? Let me hear it, because I'm running out. Listen, he's out weekly and I'm running out of.
I mean, I will say anything with cheese. I know you do have a lot of cheese in there, but that's my power food, right? If I think about cheese, I'm either happier or crankier, depending on if I have any.
I brought out a unique cheese this week to go with the Caesar salad, Romano cheese.
Sure did, yes.
Bougie, yeah. No, okay, so cheese, okay, I'll channel that somehow.
Cheese,
for next.
I love dumplings, like fried dumplings, steamed dumplings.
That's a challenge.
It's
They're simple,
yeah,
but it's tedious.
Yes.
right? So it takes focus.
I don't think I have hands of a surgeon. We'll see.
Well, maybe Chelsea can guest star.
Yeah.
Just volunteering you for stuff now, Chelsea. Sorry.
There we go. Now we're really thinking outside the box.
It's set in stone. It's too late.
I'm there.
So we've seen all kinds of clients, talking about the positive effects. How many people overall have we helped to date?
Over at this present moment, well over 50 households have benefited from this program.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, and obviously now with the stricter conditions, restrictions, not conditions, restrictions. I've been kind of at that contactless delivery stage where I don't really get to interact the same way that I would have with the clients, but they still do, communicate with me every day via email, and the feedback's been great, and very grateful that despite these restrictions that Hello Reach is still, full tilt, still going.
Yeah. It's reassurance too, in such a time where there's not a whole lot of reassurance in the world or in the province, in the city, is that, Jacob's still going to come through. You're still going to get your Hello Reach delivery every week. And
like Chelsea alluded to, the problems that were brought up when we conducted that survey, job insecurity, job needs, reachability still to this day is placing people in jobs during this pandemic. Others don't really feel connected anymore during these times, and reachability then brings the reach up programs, and then food insecurity, reachability counters with Hello Reach. It's definitely the way that reachability has responded during these times is empowering 100%. And I'm grateful to just be a part of it and get to, flex some culinary skills. As y'all know, before every video kicks off, I got my nicknames that I run through.
Yes.
I got all my nicknames that have all been given to me by me.
Handpicked by you for you.
And then I've added a component, just to make sure people watch till the end. I don't want people to hear the nicknames and be like, all right, I got my fix. I'm not even going to pay attention to the rest of the video. So I hit them with some dad jokes at the end. I start
this week's dad joke is very good. Stay tuned. I've heard it in preview.
I'll try my best.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And also important to note that I work with as of late, especially more intensely, I've worked with a nutritionist to ensure that these weekly recipes do, abide by those nutrition standards that are very crucial. Because yes, of course, if it was up to me, it would just be soul food. But we have to.
Cheese.
Yeah, right. And whatnot. We have to, have that perfect medley of the soul food, the brain food, the body food. We gotta make it all come together. We don't sacrifice taste, but we also want people to be fueled correctly,
Mm-hmm.
And I've so far pulled it off. So far, right?
So far, so good.
Melanie, the more times that you tell me to incorporate cheese, it's going to be
just do a Melanie special, just 1 week only.
Yeah, you could co-star one.
Listen, if there's cheese, I'm there.
We'll make it happen.
But I think what you were saying, Jacob, where we at reachability, when we hear that there is a barrier, we hear that there's something that the community needs, we don't say, oh, that's terrible. We say, oh, how can we fix that? What can we do to be just a little piece of reprieve in that? And I think certainly the wellness and the employment programming is good, but Hello Reach is kind of like a thread that ties everybody that comes through the door together. So whether you come from wellness and go to employment, or whether you're just in employment, everybody knows that this is a thing. And even after they might finish the Hello Reach programming, they still have a connection to us. They can still watch your videos or get the recipes, whatever it is. So I think it's just a good thread to have to tie everybody that comes through the doors together in a way that also helps them and gives them something to do, something to look forward to, reassurance, all of those great things, but also something to eat. So it's just awesome.
It can't get any better than that.
I love the fact that it is now, you know, in a more public space on our YouTube page. And I have to plug it, okay? reachability.org/HelloReach. Go there to see all the lovely videos, see all my dad jokes. They get more creative each week. And then also you get the opportunity, like at the end of the day, what I would do in a client's position is I would just gather up all these recipes and keep them, right? Because I make sure to give them a paper copy. And like I said, that's a very empowering feeling to have all those recipes stacked up in case you ever need to wow a dinner party or something.
Right? You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as far from my end, I would say that wraps the Hello Reach talk, unless
well, I know that you have something to plug right now, Jacob.
Oh yes. Well, so the new website, the reachability.org/Hello Reach, there is actually a new episode on there right now that just dropped. Shout out to Blake. Woo-hoo. And shout out to Melanie. You did the captioning, correct?
I did. I forgot. That's how I heard the dad joke. There we go. Connections.
And it's this recipe. It's the and on the website it shows the recipe itself too, so you can get 2-in-1. You can get the actual recipe in writing, and then you can, if you're more of a visual learner, get the video. Best of both worlds. Yeah.
Perfect.
And be ready to cook when you watch the video, because you'll be hungry.
You can smell the videos pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining today. We're going to wrap up here. And Jacob's left all the website, all the information. It's just go to our website, reachability.org, if you want any more information about programming, anything like that. We're always open, happy to help.
And feel free, Jacob at reachability.org, if you have any questions at all about the Hello Reach program. I would be more than happy to answer those questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.